Show. Now, this show is jam-packed with all the things that you need to know going into a brand new year, and keeping with that theme this morning of being the best version of yourself. This morning we have with us Heather Amoralis, founder of Dex Life Coaching Services, to talk to us about gearing up for the new year. Heather, good morning.
Oh, thank you for having me. Good morning.
It's a pleasure to have you with us this morning on the Now Morning Show. Now, one of the things that we would love to just get out of the way is exactly what life coaching is, because we see it all over social media. Everybody talks about, maybe I should get a life coach, maybe I should think about being a life coach. But what exactly is life coaching? Because it seems so much more than just sitting down one-on-one and having a conversation.
Okay. Life coaching is an avenue for empowerment and transformation. And it gives the client the ability to really come into a space where you have to sort or become accountable for the challenge or the transformation that you seek in your life. So we partner in a relationship where there is a lot of tools that is used. Persons are given the opportunity to become self-aware as what it is I do. That's my practice. What's very important for me in what it is I do is getting people to become self-aware, and that's very, very important, because we need to understand that everybody is different, and there are tools that measure how we contrast. For example, personality type test. For example, psychometric, the strengths-based test that is used, because I'm a coach trained in the sciences of well-being. Okay. And well-being is a different dynamic as we know it in terms of the conventional forms of intervention as per the sciences. So I consider myself an ambassador for the well-being sciences, and the need for it right now to be advocated in terms of the awareness. One has the ability to get into practices that are preserving mental health. So we speak about mental wellness than mental illness. Right. We talk about post-traumatic growth versus post-traumatic stress. We talk about pro-social behaviors and attitudes as opposed to anti-social behaviors and attitudes. Right. And so all of that is captured in my program. I'm the founder of Dex Life Coaching Services, and there are different dimensions to how I serve. I serve not only the client, but community, and coaching can be delivered one-on-one. It can be delivered within a group settings, and within the institutions, workplace. Very, very important. It's an area that people need to get a grip on, because we have so many dynamics within that environment, and so coaches play a very vital role in bringing a culture add. Where there is dynamics that requires a lot of self-awareness in areas of leadership.
You would think that it would be a no-brainer, though, to include life coaching, because coaching should be taking place in your workplace in any event. So your superiors usually assess and plan with you ahead for the year. So can we think of it in that context, in the sense of planning ahead for the year or whatever period you decide to? And much like we use therapy as a tool to navigate life, we use coaching to continue that navigation as well.
Yes, yes.
Perfect. I got it, man.
Yes, because within the as a professional coach, we need to understand the distinction between because everybody's a coach out there.
Right.
But being professionally trained is a different dynamic. You have to abide by certain ethics. I'm a former member of the International Coaching Federation. The industry in itself is not licensed. And as a result of that, the International Coaching Federation is where the standards of and ethics that guides the profession is where you need to be affiliated, and you need to be guided accordingly as per the institution's requirement once you are a professional life coach. Yeah, so
that's interesting, because everybody on Instagram and Twitter has life coaching to their names. And so the actual accreditation is something that I think a lot of average persons may not be aware of.
Yeah, they are not aware of. So as a result of that, your question was planning. Could you rephrase the question again?
Well, just generally, as we're planning for 2023, everybody's on that new life, new me. We're going to have to be planning with our life coaches now.
Of course, of course. Your life coach is your best ally. All right? And we actually give people, it's more than, for example, we know that people are into resolutions.
Right.
But resolutions is maybe outdated.
Okay.
It is. Let's talk about manifestations. Let's talk about vision board. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about journaling. And these things are actually now, what's fascinating for me is that it's scientifically supported. It's supported. I'm following the work of Dr. Tara Swart-Bieber. She is a neuroscientist. And of course, it was kind of out of line in order, well, being a neuroscientist and everything has to be scientifically based. And here she's talking about law of attraction and vision board and affirmations and all of these things. So when we take those kinds of things into the framework in terms of wanting to get people in a place of really sticking to your goals, your aims and your objectives, it takes that kind of framework, it takes that kind of a knowledge as to how you go about it so that you can really yield the results that you're looking forward to.
So, question for you as the founder as well. Some of these tools that you just mentioned, like vision boarding, journaling, affirmations, are these things that you've also worked with yourself?
Of course, I have.
And how did they work for you?
Well, as a result of that, I am here today as the founder of my business. I always knew that I was meant for more.
Okay.
Okay. How it was going to take shape, I really was not too sure where that. But nevertheless, I applied myself in terms of being a service-oriented person because part of my background is in social work as well.
Right.
I've always believed in giving people tools of empowerment. Human dignity is something that is very dear to me. So adding that into the mix of things. Here I am today. I'm a life coach, and serving in that capacity, coming from the place of a dream.
Wonderful. This is beautiful to hear, and it's inspirational for many as well. It's inspirational for us.
Yes.
Now, what about dealing with age groups? Because I know you did mention you will work with communities in groups, you'll work with individuals, work with companies, but what about perhaps working with children? Is this something you would recommend?
Maybe sometime in the future.
Okay.
Because I am passionate about the kids in terms of making sure that we create a solid foundation where children are concerned.
Absolutely.
And how we go about it. You know, it's something that I would probably consider in the future, but at the moment, no. I serve the adult age, 18 and up, going up. So yeah, that's...
We use adult in quotation marks here because a lot of people, I joke about it, but seriously, there are so many of us who are still figuring it out, still learning to navigate ourselves and the world around us. And I can totally see where a life coach is going to be somebody that we need to have with us constantly. How do we access you?
Oh, you can find me on Instagram. Okay. Could I share my contact info? You can reach me at 264-4619. That's my WhatsApp biz. So persons can get in contact with me. There are opportunities for persons to get into a coaching environment, what it is like, because I've established my coaching group on WhatsApp. So persons can have an experience.
Literally at your fingertips.
Yes. Okay. Where you are given, knowledge and tools that you work with, encouragement, inspiration, motivation. And also there's a list of presenters or experts that I work with.
Right.
We have persons in the field of, because I believe in complementary alternative medicine and approaches and so forth. So we have one person who's coming on board to present. My model is very holistic. So these experts talk to the holistic model of my coaching. And I would say my coaching because within the coaching industry, you would find that it's a niche-based environment. For me, how I see it, in order to get the individual to their fullest potential and to get into really flourishing, you have to consider every aspect of that person's life.
Right.
All right, so the assessment is done in that manner where the intervention is concerned. Who you are, or your kind of mindset, your growth mindset person, or you're a fixed mindset person, why you're having that challenge, and how we can get you into a place of really empowering and betterment because you have come into this space. Once you have come into coaching, what you're saying is, listen, I'm ready to take my life to the next level.
I was actually going to say,
Yeah.
this sounds like it's in tandem with, you know, somebody who's getting their life together and going to therapy and looking at exactly as you say, taking things to the next level, and that must come with some sort of discovery. I want to ask, of course, without revealing too much of any specific person's instance, as much as it is niche, what are some of the most profound or impactful changes you can see in a person when they begin to take on that life coach advice?
They shift from what they call a victim mindset. They shift from a victim mindset to a mindset of empowerment, because as I've stated, first you must understand self. And this is where the crux of the matter lies, when you really get into a forensic approach to understanding a dynamic as per a person's challenge in their life.
Right.
Okay, so when we come into that kind of awareness, as I say, I use tools, and once you get into this awareness, then you will really appreciate accountability. You'd really shift from the mindset. Yes, you would.
Trinidadians do like at all. We love to say that somebody else's fault or find another reason as to why we are how we are.
Yeah,
it's a big part. I think culturally that's how we function.
Yeah. So. As I said, the sciences of well-being is something that I intend on being an ambassador on in terms of bringing the awareness, because it's a pro-social approach. It's mental wellness we are talking about. We know that we are in a crisis right now. People are dealing with different challenges, but because of we are always harping on illness, but let's talk about wellness and how this well-being sciences can play a major role in giving people, you know, real coping skills.
Definitely. Heather, founder of Dex Life Coaching Services, thank you so much for being with us this morning on the Now Morning Show. This is going to be an incredible year, and if you are ready to gear up for the new year, you need to get in contact with Heather Amoralis.